Hi, I'm Deanie Stevens, founder and CEO of You're the Book Press and editor-in-chief of Self Pub Magazine. Here in the studio today with author Devin McLaughlin. Devin, welcome. How are you doing?
Very good. How are you?
Excellent. So tell us a little bit about you. This is going to be our person behind the author series. Okay. Were you a person before you wrote? That's kind of stupid.
I think we all are.
Well, you weren't a vampire, but...
No. It's, yeah.
There's some research you haven't done. So tell us a little bit. Did you grow up in this area?
Actually, no, I grew up in Delaware.
What part?
I grew up in Smyrna, Delaware, out in the country in the marshlands.
Because we're actually going to have some folks attending York Book Expo from the Delaware area, so maybe they will recognize that.
I hope so, yeah. My dad's rather well known in Delaware.
Excellent. So when did you first start writing?
When I was 11. I think my first story was a 30-page story about a green horse.
Did you have horses growing up?
No. I was one of those horse-crazy kids who always dreamed about having a horse of her own. I couldn't understand why we lived on a farm when we couldn't have a horse. Well, the farm was owned by the state. It's called a refuge, wildlife refuge, so we couldn't. But I just read every horse story I could get my hands on when I was at that age. So, and of course, I immediately started writing about horses.
Did that dream of having a horse ever come true for you?
Oh, yeah. At 25, I bought my own horse after being a groom for several years for different racehorse farms. And my husband and I now live in New Park, and we have a horse farm. We have 3 horses of our own.
Oh, wow. So, what was it like working on racehorses?
That was interesting. That's probably going to be a book later in life when I'm 80 or 90 and everybody I want to write about is dead. Because I saw some pleasant things and some not so pleasant things in the horse industry, and I would want to discuss it.
So you can change the names.
Oh, yeah, I'll do something like that.
To protect those who aren't innocent.
Yeah. I still love watching horse racing. I wish the industry was a little bit more ethical, and I don't think it ever will be because it's a money-based industry. So
what sorts of things does Devin do for fun these days?
Well, when I met my husband, we started out doing historical reenactment. My husband still does a lot of historical reenactment. He does medieval reenactment and Old West buffalo hunters, stuff like that. But I also go to sci-fi cons. I'm one of those weird people that loves to dress up in weird costumes.
Ooh, who have you been?
I haven't been anybody in particular. I'm not one of those people that do cosplay. I do more historical stuff.
Okay.
I'll just go as your generic woman from the 14th century or something like that. When I met my husband, I was wearing get the age right. I was wearing a 13th century kilt, great kilt. So yeah. But everything, when we normally dress up like that, everything's got to be authentic, down to the time period, the shoes, everything.
Well, I can tell that you enjoy dressing up. I have an image that I'm going to share with our viewers now of you looking a little bit like a fan dancer. What's that about?
Well, I picked up dancing a few years ago. I do Middle Eastern dance, and I've been doing that for like 4 years now. So yeah, just for myself, no competition.
As an adult, what was that like to learn dance now?
I had to wrap my brain around that one. That was one of those things where, when you're a kid and you dream about what you're going to be when you grow older. That never figured into my dreams that one day I was going to be a dancer. Because nobody in my family is into dancing, and I certainly don't do it professionally. It's just for my own satisfaction. But just learning a different way of being physically fit was the way I got into dancing. I thought I was going to lose tons of weight, and then after that, it was just like, I don't care. This is so much fun. I'm almost 50 and I can wear sparkly things. This is great. And there are women out there older than me doing this and looking great. So
speaking of sparkle and bling, I have another photo I want to share. Tell us a little bit about about getting dressed for the dancing?
Well, you may be showing some of the pictures of me at the Fairy Festival where I get my face painted done. I didn't do that, but I do love wearing the face paint. It brings everything together. But
How long does that take?
When I put the stuff on, it takes me about half an hour. Half an hour, yeah. But I give myself plenty of time because if I'm doing a performance, then I have to, time everything for when I do the performance, and that gets me nervous. So I give myself extra time for that. So yeah. Being as the shoes feel a little weird on my feet, I make sure that there's plenty of extra time for preparation.
So were there any favorite influences, TV shows, movies, other books that got you into the current line of thinking on your writing?
There was a lot of influences, but basically I guess you could say I grew up a nerd. I loved fantasy from the time I was 15 on. That was long before the Lord of the Rings movies came out. I was a fan of the books. I usually read anything in sight that was fantasy oriented. I just love storytelling, and the more unusual the storytelling is, the better I like it. Not really into this science fiction so much. I will watch science fiction shows, but the storyline's got to be really, really good. I was a big fan of Firefly till they canceled it.
I love Nathan Fillion.
Oh, who doesn't? Who doesn't? Yeah, I know. I would love to meet him. He sounds like he'd be really fun to meet too. But,
we got to hashtag Nathan Fillion in this.
Oh yes, please. I promise not to be creepy. But anyway, Doctor Who. I'm a big fan of Doctor Who. Old Doctor Who as well as new Doctor Who.
Oh,
Tom Baker was the best.
Oh yes, okay. Now we can be friends.
Yes, Tom Baker was the best. Although David Tennant isn't bad to look at.
He's little eye candy.
Just a bit, yeah.
No licorice in sight.
I'm staying away from that. I'm going to be good. Yes. Let's see, what else are we out there? My husband and I are big fans of Defiance. We love the characters in Defiance. So that's a good storyline we've been following a lot lately. I'm trying to think of things that, it's just one of those things where the show's on, everything stops because the show is on. Buffy, I've just recently gotten into Buffy. After I published the books, I got into Buffy. I must say I am really developing a great appreciation for Josh Whedon's writing.
The humor is
great. The storyline is great. The character development, I love character development. That's where I go and play in a story. And he does that very well.
I kind of picture myself as like Xander.
Yeah, I can see that. I like the dark characters where they got so much responsibility on them and they feel the weight of the world and they just want to be normal, but they can't be. Yeah. All over that. That's great. That's wonderful. That really makes you feel for a character. I like the flawed character, the character that's got a dark past and is trying to overcome it and nobody will let them. I really like that. I like the anti-hero. Oh, another one. Here's something that introduced me to the anti-hero, which is in my books. Riddick. Chronicles of Riddick.
Oh, okay.
I really loved those when they came out. Never heard of an anti-hero before, and then it ended up really influencing me a lot with that.
Every villain is the hero of his own story.
Yeah. Riddick is definitely not the kind of guy you don't want to raise your kids. But they will definitely be guaranteed to grow up survivors.
That's probably true. So I know that you stay very connected with your fans out there. Where can they find you on the internet?
On the internet, I'm on Facebook a lot. I have an author page. I've been kind of lazy with my author page. I will tell you when I'm doing a book signing, but more is going on my personal page, which is the Devin Claire McLaughlin page, and I'll tell everybody about everything going on in my life in there, and books.
Yeah, I love your daily inspirational posts and things like that.
Yeah, I love to promote books. I love to promote reading. If somebody shows a meme that I like, of course I'll steal it and share it, and just anything I can do to get more people reading.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. It's a pleasure to get to know you a little better.
Thank you very much. This was fun.